Hello, everyone. How are you today? Today, we are going to talk about designing your future. And this is something that is so exciting. And I want to just give you a challenge in this video. And this is something that I'm going to talk about throughout our video. And that is, I want to encourage you right now in January 2022 to write down your ideal future, to write down in explicit detail where you want to be 12 months from now. This is so powerful, and get as really clearly detailed as you possibly can. No matter what your goals are, how much, where you want to be living, what do you want to be doing, how do you want to be spending your time? Is there something specific that you want to see happening in your life? I want you to write those things down as specifically and as clearly as possible, and this is why. First of all, when we're not specific on our goals, we just kind of are living our lives aimlessly. And we all have goals. We all have dreams. You might say, oh, well, I don't have any goals. Well, look deeper into your heart, because there are, you're not dead yet. You have dreams. You have goals. It's just sometimes that we let fear get in the way, and we believe that we don't have any goals or any dreams because there may be some kind of belief deep in your heart that you don't think it's possible. And I think that's what it boils down to. So don't, if anything were possible, if there were no limitations, write down what your life would look like 12 months from now. And as you're writing this down, I want you to pay attention to something. Okay. I want you to pay attention to any feelings or thoughts that come up. Because believe it or not, this exercise, this challenge might feel a little scary. And the reason why is because we put limits on ourselves, and we have insecurity, just like we talked about earlier this week. We have insecurities, we have limits on ourselves, but those limits, just like we're the ones who put them on ourselves, we are also the ones that take them off. And that happens when we take ownership of our lives, when we don't blame anything on anyone else, when we don't make excuses, when we say to ourselves, I am who I was yesterday, I own the mistakes I made before, and I also own where I'm going in the future. I am responsible for my own choices, and I choose this life. And then this is the second part of my challenge. So the first part, write down exactly where you want to be 12 months from now. And then I want you to imagine yourself, get somewhere where you can have some peace and quiet. I know as a mom of small children, that in and of itself is a challenge. Getting somewhere where you can have some peace and quiet for a few minutes. If you, get somewhere, after your kids are in bed or something, sit down with what you've written down and imagine yourself as if you already have those things. Okay. Imagine the future version of yourself living that life. Okay. And you could even give, what I've done, because I did this exercise. It's so very powerful. That's why I'm making this video about this. I gave my future self a nickname. Okay. This is going to sound kind of weird. We're getting a little weird here, but I love it. So my nickname for my future self is Queen Jordan. And so I really get into character in that moment. And I really start asking myself, well, how would Queen Jordan feel with all of these things? What would Queen Jordan do every day if she already had all of these things? Okay. And then I start acting that way now. And I start feeling that way right now. Because let me tell you, Queen Jordan is successful and confident and doesn't worry about anything and just does her thing unapologetically. And that's who I want to be today, whether or not I ever get those things. And I know those things are coming. It's just a matter of time. And I'm committed to being that person who I dream of being right now. There is truly nothing holding me back from doing that. And, when we do that sometimes, and I think that doing that exercise is really a key to knowing what steps we need to take going forward to create that life, to design our future. Because when we embody our future selves, and we're not trying to take shortcuts to get to that life that we want, when we are embracing the process, when we are taking baby steps forward, no matter how slowly it seems, when we are moving forward, whether or not we're seeing results, and we are just deeply committed to to our own personal growth, and we are deeply committed to showing up for our families, for our businesses as our very, very best self, we are going to intuitively know what steps we need to take to make that dream a reality. And that is the beauty of this whole process. And, I think, this is just a short video, but there's so much gold here. There's so much truth here. And I want to encourage you to just go sit down with your pen and just go do the thing. Rewatch this video if you need to, so I can encourage you in doing that. And I want to hear in the comments, after you've done this, I want to hear what your experience was like, okay? Or if you don't feel comfortable in the comments, send me a private message. I want to hear what this experience was like for you, and what did it feel like, and what did you write down? So I will